Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. I've bought a whole bunch of conveyors. Got a new green line. What's that all about, you ask? Well, let me show you. We're going to do some digging underground. So what it is, I replaced this right-hand turn with a merger, and then I put a whole bunch of conveyors all the way down to here. And then I bought the smallest loader that's available. And we're going to be digging down in here. So what I've done is I was over where the metal is, where I go down and get the iron and copper. And I dug all the way across to here. Now there's dirt. There's a little bit of coal here as well, but there's dirt. Let me get my flashlight on. There's quite a bit of dirt here. But if you keep going, it's not the straightest. You can kind of see it. I dug here as we clip outside the map. We eventually get back over to some metal. Here's some more coal. Big coal seam. You can see there's copper, there's iron. So I'm going to dig out some of this dirt. We'll see. We're not going to get through it in one episode, but what I want to use the little loader for is to start clearing some of this out, and then I may eventually get a boring machine, the tunneling machine. I think that would be a good thing to get metal out of here. Maybe. I'd have to build the like a conveyor floor and stuff. It's a little tough single player to use the tunneling machine, but anywho, that's what we're gonna do today. So let's hop in here. I just basically buried a hopper in the floor here. I did a lot of pickaxing. I did a little bit of blasting with some Dramite. Kind of get this all cleared out. So let's hop in here. Took the beacon off so it wouldn't be hitting the roof of the cave here. Let's see if we can get this kind of cleared up and then start digging in. I need to get my... The camera is pretty wonky. So it's gonna be a little tight in here till we get some of this cleared out. That's why I bought this little thing, which is is it the 8000? Yeah, it's the L8000. I think this is the smallest wheel loader. There's no way the big guy was getting down in here. Not without moving a lot more material. So we should see this moving up the conveyor. Yep. We've got the power on. Is that might be enough. We can kind of start tackling this. So, tight maneuvering. That's our future right now. I wish the hopper had a variant where it would connect from the other end, because I'd rather be dumping in, from the other end, but it only goes one way, unless I'm completely missing something. So we're going to transition from the concrete floor to the natural floor. And we're just going to do a bunch of digging underground. That's the plan for today. To make money, I spent, I don't know, 80, 90 grand on conveyors. Stuff to get this all set up. But we'll make that investment back pretty quickly. I think I need to scoop behind just a little bit more. Especially if I ever want to get out of here. So let's go forward and woo! See if we can Austin Powers our way out of this. I assume everybody's old enough to know what Austin Powers, the movie reference. He's got the little cart in the hallway, making like a 36-point turn. Some of you young pups may not have seen that. All right, how are we looking over there? That's not bad. I mean, we're not getting out of here anytime soon, but I don't necessarily need to get out of here until I have to refuel. Alright, let's get this coal. That'll pay nicely. If I can back drag, we can, yeah, grab that. There we go. And then we're tall enough. That mostly went in the hopper. I do need to, let me knock off this little corner here with the shovel. There we go. That'll help somewhat. There's a lot of coal here. We're eventually going to get into the dirt, so I may use Tremite, which that explosive deletes stuff when you explode it. I may use some more of that once we get, if it's just dirt. We'll see. The tunneling machine is around, was it 400,000? Yeah, so there'd be a little bit of discount. I think it's like 360 or something like that. I could almost afford one right now, but I want to make some more money, have some buffer. Plus, I don't really have the room right now to get the tunneling machine down here. It'd be quite an operation just to get it in here. And it's really long. It is low, but it's really long. So I need to get a pretty good space cleared out before we can really start using that. And then depending on how I hook it up, I might need a separate power grid. So I think we've got about 600 kilowatts left, I think, in our coal plant. We're up near 3,000 kilowatts with all these extra conveyors. So we might have to do something different power-wise down here. But hey, we got a lot of coal. So there is that. You know how to get some decking, then I could just drive across that. Might be able to just drive out of here. That direction, actually. I think that goes up to that other mine entrance. Be a long ways to go to refuel. But it is an option. Let me smooth this out. I drove down in here. Can I get back out? I might be able to just get back out of here. So I cleaned up a little bit of this. So yeah, I think we'll be okay to refuel when the time comes. I'll just throw that in there. But worst case scenario, I can throw some grading on the hopper and drive out of here through the mine shaft. That's kind of messy. To see, it does take a little while for the material to get up to the top of the hill. We're at 359. We'll see if that ticks up. I wasn't paying much attention when I started. What? Turbo not paying attention to stuff on the screen? Like the Hobbs meter? Yeah, I see the Hobbs meter. It should be over there with all the other engine stuff, okay? Just saying. It's where it should be. I might not have my coal bypass turned on. Pass through, whatever it's called. We're selling dirt. I see it ticking up a little bit. Oh well, I can always sell it. We'll need some coal if I get another power plant down here going. So it's fine if we have some coal in reserve. I can always sell it manually. Nope, not so much with the picking up the coal in the scoop, huh? You're saying that's not doable. All right. Nice little pencil hitch on the back. We need something to hook up to that. I just not have the power to scoop, or what's the hold up here, game? I'm not even like against anything. Oh. Caution, major jerkiness ahead. Yeah, I was... The very corner of the cab is caught on the roof. I see it. I see it now. Stand by. Yeah, with the lighting and stuff, I didn't even see that up there. Whoops. We're definitely stuck on something. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this taller, that's for sure. Didn't quite get the extra pickup there on some of that roof. Used to be able to get this at the right angle and kind of scrape, but that doesn't seem to work anymore. You could always go down, but I don't want to get too crazy on the slope. I want it to be a pretty smooth transition from the concrete. Can I get you to... No. Sometimes you can get the roof to fall in there. Almost messed that up. Now there is a there's a mining low loader, not low loader. There's a mining loader, wheel loader, but it's the problem with it is it's very long. So we could eventually get that down in here, but it was too big to start with. I used that in previous seasons. No, I'm not talking much. I'm just having fun scooping coal. I have to do something about that low-hanging ceiling. Kind of just squeezing under there. There we go. Get the ceiling cleared. If I can keep doing that, we'll be alright. It's a fairly substantial coal seam back in here. Yeah, I'm hitting the cab again. Let's see if I can I clear some of that out. Yeah, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Do a little hand scrubbing. Yeah, no, the buckets continue to make noise because of that bug. It stops once you get back in the cab. Wonder if it's like event based and you just don't have the event controller when you're not in the cab. That would be my guess, but I of course don't have access to the code base. That would kind of make sense to me. There's an event that captures the events, says, hey, you know, start playing the unloading sound, stop playing the unloading sound, and if you're out of the cab, it doesn't get the notice to stop playing the unloading sound until you get back in the cab. But that might not be how it works. That's just a guess. Alright, we're kind of almost through the coal seam. There's a lot above and below, of course. Then we have a whole lot of dirt. Until we get to the good stuff. And yeah, I could have ran conveyors in the other way, where we usually drive the loader, but I thought this might be fun project. So here we are. Let's scrape just a bit of that off. There we go. Some of that ceiling. There you go. Push, push. I'm kind of tempted to go turn the coal pass-through on. Just going to take a look at that. We should have some material moving up along here too. No, it is on. Ruh-roh. Oh. Right. I forgot. We're not going through the trommel, so the coal's is going to end up over here in the Should be over here in this other silo. Whoopsie. Yeah, I tied in downstream of the other, the trommel. So that's where it went. All right. Fair enough. So I don't really have room. Well, actually, should we just redo that? I do kind of have room. I just didn't do it right. We'll throw you in there. Let's see. Shift. Let me keep some of that for making rubber with the silicon. We'll sell the rest. Actually, I might actually have the room because this is a... This could be a merger here, and then I'd have to come over. Yeah, I think we could actually make that work. Okay, slight interlude while we redo everything because I'm a big old dummy. Move that down. Let's do left, right. Might need some straights. We'll see what we need to do. Yeah, I just need to move. So this merger needs to go away. And this can become a right-hand turn again. Like so. And then we need the merger up here. Right? Am I thinking about this right? So we get rid of you. We stick the merger in there. Then we can merge out of there and merge into here, and it'll still go through the trommel. Yeah, that's what I should have done. That's the ticket. Alright, let me get rid of this wood overlay. And then we're coming in here, so we need a right-hand turn. And then we're actually... I don't think I need to come down there, do I? Let's get some straights up here. Yeah, I don't need to come down, because we're on the same level now. Just gotta figure out, so we need to come over 1, 2, just 2. So we need a straight 4. I call it 2, like 2 sections, not meters, so in case you're getting confused. I do occasionally know how to count. Then we just need a left hand. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, because I need to snap onto this one. Left hand. Yeah, there we go. I need some green paint. Jump. Jump. Can't make my way out of here. Alright, we're going to put you back down here. We're going to put you there, and you there, and you there. Move these guys back into position. Put one of those down so I can actually get out of the hole that I created. Then we should, in theory now, be able to sell the coal like I intended. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greens. We'll just buy it direct. There we go. Alright, you get a green, you get a green, you get a green, you get a green, and you get a green. There we go. That's the way I meant to do it, yeah. It's just a test to see if you were paying attention. That's it. Alright, now we should be able to take stuff up. And so even though I was like out of sound range, I was curious if that would do anything different. I was out of sound range, but still didn't turn that sound off. Now I should do the stuff and go where it's supposed to go. Turns out if you hook it up right, it works better. I was bypassing the trommel. Alright, that gets dumped in there. Come on. That goes up here. Goes up to the elevator. It's going to come right across. Whoa. It's going to come across over there. Now I'm stuck down here. It comes in there. Goes in the merger. Coal should come over here. Yay! Wait, why are you not selling? Now what did I mess up? Wait, wasn't there a chute on there? Yeah, there wasn't. You are selling, you're just going slow. Got it. We're good. I have a chute. Let's put a chute on there. Not sure why I didn't put the chute back on there. I was probably fixing something and forgot. Okay, that's working as intended now. Perfect. And then we're probably still selling a whole bunch of coal over here because there was a lot of it. I mean, we're still gathering up coal over here. No, we're good. That part's done. Might as well do a clean out while I'm up here. Let's get some of the rubber tires cooking. Here we go. Then we got, see, we got 63 diamonds, so we'll do, say, 32. And the rest over here. And how many rubies we got? 94, so we'll do, like, say, 47. Rest over here. Cool. And then we can sell the gold. 8 grand. Perfect. Then I can cheat. I'm a dirty, rotten cheater. Right back in the little loader. That wasn't much of a scoop. Alright, should we do some boom boom? I'm gonna do that off camera, but I can do some of it on camera. We got a little more coal up here. Let's push forward. Bring that up, try to get the ceiling scraped. And we're pretty much through the coal seam and we're over here into the dirt. And fuel's low, so let me just see if we can get out of here and refuel. Alright, dumperoo. I want to go out forward because in simple auto it hunts reverse gears too much. Seems to do better in forward. Ah, crap. Alright, terraforming's locked. Good. I don't want to do any terraforming. I just want to do some climbing. Too steep? I think it's going to be too steep. Yeah, it's too steep. Fair enough. That is pretty steep. See if you can unsteepen it a little bit. It's a word. Look it up. It's in the Hillbilly Dictionary, though. Make sure you got the 3rd edition. It's pretty steep. I don't know if we can actually drive that out of here. I drove down in here. A little bit of gravity assist. We keep all the wheels on the ground. We might make it. No. That's a negative. Alright. What if we got a big old run up at it? Yeehaw! That's a negative. Okay. I have to take drastic measures. Yeah, that's not working. We can't buy a fuel truck, but they used to be stupid expensive. It's under trucks. Rock trucks, paving. Oh, fuel trucks. Yeah, it's going to be over 200 grand for a fuel truck. Then the fuel truck would probably get stuck too. I could dig my way close enough. We could just stretch a hose, right? Stretch a hose over there. Yeah, throw the pay dirt in there. Don't need that much coal. Throw some of the coal in there. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Let's chisel it out a little bit. Might just be too steep. Fortunately, we don't have the torque like the real loader would have. It's very, very underpowered. That might get us a little further, but we're still going to get stuck. Ah, crap. Why are you interacting with the ground? Piece of junk. Yeah. That didn't work. Alright, we'll have to bring the fuel to it. Can I buy fuel cans? Let's stay twisted if I get out. Alright, cool. Let's put the dirt and pay dirt in there. Let's get our sledgehammer out. I'm gonna grab this giant fuel tank in my hands. I'm really strong. And we'll say snap build. We stretch the hose down here, okay? Wait, it doesn't want to refuel? Do I have to like enter the trigger or something? Why no fuel? There it goes. We're good. Okay. Sledgehammer. And then snap onto. Snap onto? Snap build? Go magic snap build? Are you gonna be stupid? Is that the game we're playing today? You only want to snap onto the place where you don't go. Okay. Well, we'll put you there then. Take that. Alright, full tank of fuel. Let's get back at it. You give me some deck plates. Did I buy deck plates? I did not. I do believe it takes 8 of them. Maybe 10. 1, 2... No, it probably takes 8. You scrape? No, you won't scrape. Alright. So I need to buy some deck plates and some Dramite. Whee! Alright, I'll drive to town. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I teleport. But yeah, if you go back up here, this is just this mine shaft. So I definitely could have driven in this way, but it was more fun to go into the little hole. Truck, that's what I was going for. Let's get in the truck. Head on down to town. Get us some parts. So I've got 9 info. I need to get some info as well. We'll get some explosives and some deck plates. Explosives here, or is that over at the middle right? Equipment. Explosives. There we go. Let's get like, say, 40 Draymite. 40 Draymite. Let's get another. We're gonna need a lot of this. Might as well just get them over here. We got the monies. And then I need some deck plates, which I think are at the other one right south of here. Southeast, I guess. Most monotone truck ever. It stops instantly when you get out. Good to know. Factory conveyors? Yeah, dump deck. I do believe we need 8 of those. Ta-da! Alright, let's head back. Whoa. Didn't quite hit the light pole. We're good. Park right here in the ditch. Okay. Got out of the truck and it flipped over. Sweet. That's fun. Ta-da! Alright, now we can drive across that if I need to. And then we'll fall in this giant hole. Sweet. So, Draymite, you say? What are you going to use that for? Well, let me show you. Let me get up here where I can... Yeah, so we need to go through all this dirt over to the good stuff. So I'm thinking we do a little boom boom remodeling. Now the difference with Draymite is it just deletes material. It doesn't like blow it up and have it fall down. I don't remember the radius though. Let's try one of those. Fire in the hole. I deleted that, but it did push some out. That's okay. Well, we can make it work. All right, let's go. You, and you. And we're slowly making our way back over here. This will help clear out a lot of material. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Now we're starting to get into some coal again, which is always exciting. And then, yeah, there's a big coal seam. Then we can get that coal seam, and then on the other side of that coal seam is the where the metal starts. At least over here it does. So one there and one there. It does kind of push a little material. surprisingly. Alright, it's enough boom boom for now. Let's move that over. We'll move the drain line down there. Now we can kind of shovel out some of this dirt and work our way back in there. Come on. Come on. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm here for the dirt. It's a challenge to keep all the wheels on the ground, but then get the bucket low enough that it cuts in. Pull some of the ceiling out. There we go. That will help. Alright, we're still almost at 400 grand even after spending a bunch of money. That's cool. Coal sells well. Just keep inching forward, cleaning this out. Ruh-roh. Got stuck in a dipsy doodle. This could be problematic. Yeah, we got it. I think. Trying to get some of that sweet ceiling cleaning action going. Alright, Mr. Shovel. It's your time to shine. Get some of this floor smoothed out a bit. Should help somewhat, but we really need to get... Yeah, we need to get that smoothed off. So we're getting there. I think I'll move a lot more dirt. I'll see if I can get some of that done in between episodes. Get over to that coal seam. I can also gather up some more of this for some money. Then the goal is to get over here to this metal. So we can clean out this dirt. And we're starting to get into this coal seam here. We gotta... Oops. Come on. Bunch of coal. Then we start getting into the good stuff over here. So that's the plan. We're gonna get over here and get to the good stuff. And get a little bit of a mine shaft cleared out here. With the little scooper duper. And we'll go from there. Thanks as always for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next adventure. Don't get caved in on first. Take care. Seem to have fallen into a hole.